Hi, this is Mark Henry. Here again, provide you information on magic, metaphysics, and the paranormal. Well, today I want to talk about the idea of ethics and morality in magical practice. And of course, this is just an introduction. This could actually cover many videos. So let's get started. Uh, First, by a couple definitions. One is when you're talking about morality, you're dealing with your own individual map of what's right and wrong. So it has a lot to do with thoughts, beliefs, and values. On the other hand, when we talk about ethics, ethics is more about your actions and your conduct, how your morality plays out in your individual lives. Now, when we're talking about something like the legal system doesn't care what your morality is. You can think about hauling off and pulling out a gun and shooting someone as long as you don't actually do it. So they don't care about your morality. They just really care about your ethics. So that's kind of a really good definition of what that is. Now, when we're talking about magic, of course, likewise, we have some of the traditional ethical um, dictates or ideas. One of them comes from the Wiccan Rede. Let me see if I can remember the entire thing. Oh yeah, ride the Wiccan law ye must in perfect love and perfect trust. 8 words of Wiccan Rede fulfill, and ye harm none, do what thou wilt. In case of self-defense it be, ever mind the rule of 3, and follow this with mind and heart, and merry ye meet and merry ye part. Okay, so we're talking about a couple things. One is the rule of 3, which is the kind of like the idea of karma. Also, we're talking about "and ye harm none, do what thou wilt." Now, of course, this is similar to what Aleister Crowley talked about in the Book of the Law, which is "do what thou wilt shall be the whole law. Love is the law, love under will." Similar, a little bit different. But those are 2 examples of in magic and witchcraft, the paranormal, how exactly we should conduct ourselves in our everyday magical practice. Now, of course, this is all an individual thing. We have our own morality, which is governed by how we were raised, or maybe not properly raised. And also, some psychology would say it's also about our biology and the way our mind and our brain works. But getting back to what I was talking about, let's say the Wiccan Rede, and ye harm none, how exactly does that play out? Because one of the things about ethical standards is it's a rule, but sometimes when you're talking about even morality, that when you generalize it or universalize it, it kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. For example, "and ye harm none, do what thou wilt." So if I do some magic for myself, on myself, to get a job that I want, won't that take that same job away from another person that applied for it? Wouldn't it harm them? See, that's how things get a little bit dicey. Because I don't think you can completely not harm somebody by your actions. Yet some people use this to kind of guide their ethics. Of course, maybe it is minimal harm. Maybe that's how you can talk about it. A couple other things I've noticed that with magic is that the people will conduct magic in the way that they conduct themselves internally. For example, if you are an aggressive person inside, even if you don't show it, if you are aggressive and you have maybe some violent inner stuff going on, you are probably more likely to go and do some of the more aggressive magical procedures, curses, revenge, some of the over-the-top type of stuff to get what you want. I think I talked about the Intranquil Spirit and other videos. I think the one on love magic. You might You might learn how to do that, very, very severe type of stuff to get what you want. On the other hand, you might have somebody who, and I hate to say this, like a white witch, or white magic, someone who has the more of the moral code that they will try to help others and they'll get what they want, but they will do it with peace, love, and acquiring and communicating with benevolent spirits. So it really just depends on kind of where you are in your own moral development, your own code of ethics, and also how spiritually aware you are. What is your elevation of consciousness? I also know that people are sometimes in a place, even temporarily, where they're in a situation that they just, as they say, they have to get it wherever they can. So if there may be somebody in a situation and they have to do whatever it is they can out of severe intensity or maybe even some aggression to get out of a equally destructive situation, they would do that. So it really depends on, kind of where you are. So in other words, there is no one answer to what is your own personal ethics or morality. Just some things to think about. All right, well, thank you very much. Thank you for listening, and please like and subscribe. I plan on doing some more videos, possibly on this subject.